In full transparency, this is now attempt number 3. We just got the Scorcher, this particular common loadout that everybody likes to use, that I coined the current meta loadout for Helldivers 2. Requires something with medium penetration and or an AR. The breaker would be a good idea, but the Q cannon, unlike some of its counterparts, does not have splash damage. It is only hitting whatever it touches. Nothing close enough. So because both of these are right here, I'm going to land right here. So, difficulty 7. Why are we playing difficulty 7 instead of difficulty 9, you may ask? 2 reasons. 1, I don't dabble much in Helldiver, and I just started working on solos for Impossible. So that's the one big one. And 2, most people who play this game out of pure entertainment are not playing in the big 3. So in this case, where it's just big me, we will do this again from the top. Except we will verify we will have everything. So what does this loadout entail, my fellow diver from a different driver? A great question. I'm glad you asked. Your stratagems of choice are optional, but these are what is recommended to you. 1, the Eagle Airstrike, the Orbital, or Eagle Airstrike. 2, Orbital Laser. 3, 500 kg and or a mixture of some, because your first 2 slots, 2 over here, are going to be filled by the Q cannon. Let's make sure we have the Q cannon and the shield gen pack. As a solo fan and a solo watcher of the masses, I spend a lot of time watching solo players do solo things, and they love using the shield gen pack, not because it saves their butt, but because they know when they're rotating on loads and loads of enemies, their butt is often covered. It is a tool, not a crutch. Remember that. All right, so depending on if it is the Termids or the Automatons, you can look at it all of 2 ways. Right, the 500 kg is a monstrosity for us freedom fighters out here, and it is highly recommended and highly used across the board. However, where that often falls back in is availability. If you have a maxed out chip, you should be able to get 3 uses. However, if not, you get 2 uses. Bonus tip for those of us who don't know, if you're like me, where you're almost about to be level 40 and you're learning in the past week that 500 kgs in fact do restock by initiating the rearm feature on Eagle 1, and or just using any of Eagle 1's remaining stuff, right? So if you run an Eagle Airstrike and you run a 500 kg, both equipped by Eagle, you have to completely deplete both. And that's where the misconception that you only get 2 uses on the 500 kg comes from. The cooldown for the 500 kg is not on its own. Eagle 1 has to go completely full rearm. So, for instance, right, where I run the Eagle Airstrike and the 500 kg, where's the problem? Both of these are coming from Eagle 1. Eagle 1 is an individual asset, right? Not a separate asset, which is why you have Eagles, you have your Eagle Strikes, and you have your Orbital Strikes, right? Your Eagle Strikes, obviously coming from Eagle 1, and your Orbitals coming from your Starship. So that's why most people, if they take the 500 kg, they'll take, you know, like smokes or something, depending on the mission, but they will look for a orbital-based stratagem. This way, this moves, or your 500 kg moves on a separate cooldown, right? It's like in your, for all my fellow Apex followers who are out there, this is like using the same ammo type. You are draining from the same pool, therefore you have to reload from the same pool. That's Eagle 1. Use the 500 kg. It's not too hard uses the entire run. It's you have to deplete all of your Eagle assets so Eagle can step off and reload. That'll make a short clip later, I'm sure. And in words of Sir Angelum, one of my, top Twitch aficionados of the world, just play Wraith. If you're playing Helldivers 2 and you don't know what to do, just play Wraith. Wraith's got all your problems solved, I promise. In this instance, because I feel the Orbital and the 500 kg serve the same purpose of taking out loads of shenanigans at the same time, I will do my favorite combination, which is the Orbital and the Eagle Airstrike. However, we are not done. Please, for the love of baby Jesus, do not bring the breaker in here per my per English. Once I find it out, give me a second, pull up a history book, and let's figure out what the fuck we're talking about. Okay? So, medium penetration weapon, or a weapon with automatic, shenanigans. However, Liberator Penetrator, giggity, because all liberty deserves some form of penetration. Trust me, if it has a hole for freedom, take your penetrator and shove it right in there. Maximize your liberty, okay? Thank me later. All right, so anything of that nature. Diligence, okay, maybe the diligence. Some of the new stuff has a lot of good things in it, like the adjudicator and things like that. However, in this particular instance, if you are playing in the big 3 difficulties and or it's just big me, we're going to go with the Scorcher. And we're going to remember to equip it this time, because if I die one more time in an attempt to make this episode for you guys on YouTube, and if you're seeing this on YouTube instead of the live stream, I've been doing this a lot. Tap into the live stream. You're missing out, okay? We're goofing around. We have drinks. I don't know what I'm doing. Angelum, I'm doing great, brother. How are you? It's always great to see you in chat, big dog. All right. Episode 2, attempt number 3, take 6001. SES Wings of War, sending me into the battlefield again, where we will then make an attempt to put popular loadouts to the test, with the current one being the Q Cannon meta. Let's hop in. Let's go. Honestly, that's relatable. It's coming late up in the evening. You've turned on your favorite streamer. You're laying down in bed and you're thinking, man, oh man, is he capable of putting me to sleep? Yes, I am. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the sweet side. When I learn the lyrics, your eyelids will drop. But for right now, we're delivering democracy, so wake the fuck up. Alright, I'm gonna be smart, and actually both of these are pretty, this is probably like the best case scenario to put this to the test. Oh, we found the cock rock! Off drop! This game, if this doesn't tell me good luck, I don't know what else will. So we got the super rares. The wiener rock was in fact right here on drop. I did not do that. Maybe Joel's showing me some mercy. Maybe I've hot dropped so many times that they are putting me in bot lobbies. Convenient, because we're playing the automatons. Apex Legends reference for all my Apex players, because I'm sure you guys are tired of watching me play Helldivers. I'm sorry. I serve loads of democracy during the day at work. I'm serving loads of democracies in the meeting. Angelum, trust me, my brother in Christ. I'm sorry, that takes more than one shot. I'm backing up. I stirred the pot for that. Okay, well, they called that in for no reason. The cock rock, you heard it right. Don't misconstrue it. Don't change it up. Don't switch it up. There was no change in my language, no slur in my game. That right there, my dear friend, is coined the cock rock. It has everything we need on it. I don't make the rules for democracy. I just do what the command team tells me to do. I'd spell it out for you, but maybe that's what gets me in trouble. Oh, that's everything I needed. Let's see if it takes it out from the front. It sure does. And now I gotta remember I'm not using the breaker, so I can actually... I'm sorry, did he accidentally hit me on his death? He did. Yeah, Scorcher. Scorcher on top. I'm sorry. Apparently I stubbed my finger or something aggressive. Alright, going for the objective. Time to clear the objective. I'm gonna just kind of clear what's around me for a second. Okay, because if there's anything I learned, if I get cocky early on... And here's the great thing of why the Scorcher is important for this loadout, ladies and gentlemen. 1, reloading. That it'll show you real quick that reloading is important. 2, if your shots are good enough, you can just melt right through those things. And now that I'm not resorting to the breaker all the time, I can now display my impeccable accuracy. Demonstrated here. Democracy. You dang right. Tell him and then tell him again. Oh, Nightsky! Oh my God, is that you? Bro, there's no... Oh, now I'm baffled. Okay, guys. Oh, you guys always gotta blow... Every time... I don't get... Oh, shit, I was burning that whole time? I don't have stims, that's why. And now I ragdoll. And now I'm dead. I killed myself. And he's gonna blow up. I could see why I'm good with this weapon. I'm good with the R9. Why do they insist on putting me in the heart of the problem? That's right, I got the Scorcher. Scorcher will come. Alright, alright, alright. I'll have to learn to hipfire this thing. Alright. Going back for my stuff. Let me call in supplies. And let me go get my stuff before they call any more things in. Because God forbid. Especially because I have the cock juice. Hey, Scorcher. Where is it? Where is it? Give me the beans. Give me the milk. Give me the rock milk. Alright, we're good. Off to a great start. All this loadout needed was not a shotgun. 10-10 recommend something else. Please and thank you. Okay, moving on. Reloading ever so peacefully. There's a jammer over there. Of course there is, because it wouldn't be Helldivers unless they were finding a way to make life difficult. Let's get this bad boy started. Let's go. Alright, and remember, when you're using your local R9, it is dangerous in the hands of a well-equipped Helldiver. Honestly, clip it. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. Yo, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Let me see if I can grab a screenshot without capping out. There we go. I don't know if that's going to take it beforehand or what. Oh. If not, I'll go back through the video and I'll clip that and then I'll make that the thumbnail. %70 here. 100% there. Wait for that to upload and we'll keep going. So with this particular loadout, i.e. the current meta, in my opinion, for most players across the board, I know we tend to watch a lot of our favorite solo players do it. I love you guys. I currently cannot remember your guys' names because I watch so many of you. But it's all love, peace, and chicken grease. Over here, we are running the Quasar Cannon, i.e. the Q Cannon as I like to call it. The R9, aka the Scorcher, or the R99, from Titanfall 2, and the Shield Gem Pack. You know what? I'll take a sweep for all those up there afterwards. The idea was just to kind of put them through the test on the objectives, but it's harmless to try to see if we can make a sweep. I run Psycho. I like that. Valhalla needs democracy. Are you trying to tell me to die enough to go out there? I see where you're headed with that. No, thank you. Eventually, I'll have to bring Apex Legends back to the stream. I understand. I'm sorry, guys. I've been depriving you guys. I've been trying to, you know, competitively chase that game in a sense, but if I play it all the time, it becomes less competitive and more work. However, fighting for freedom and democracy when you do it 24/7 at work and off the clock does not feel like work. It smells like fighting for democracy. And that's all love, peace, and chicken grease, so we're good. Am I really walking out of the map? Yes. Am I about to have to fight these guys? Also, yes. Am I starting with my problem childs? Yes, I am. No! Stop it! Gentlemen, 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 gentlemen. Peaceful resolutions. Peaceful resolutions, gentlemen.
Found something!
And by that, I mean... Okay, I thought that was armed. I was like, I said peaceful resolutions, and all of us are enjoying an early box to Valhalla. Nothing like an inactive hell bomb to Amazon Prime you to the heavens. Truly. Something not worth dealing with. Alright. So I do like the launching the intercontinental ballistic missiles. The intercontinental ballistic missiles, also called the ICBM, as both known in the real and Super Earth World of the Masses, is a nice mission to test a lot of loadouts on. Because it is a rather self-sustaining mission, and the objectives themselves are quite smooth, so this is, I think, the best way to display this loadout's capabilities. Alright, because I know this is going to focus on you. No, 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 no! Yeah, put it down, put it down! Don't you do it. You wait, you hold up there, Bojack. So the good thing about medium penetrating armor, they called in a bot drop, so I'll have to quickly respond to that. Maybe while they're not paying attention, I'll break line of sight real quick. Wait for that to come in, and then we'll take care of that. So this is the part where I activate my ears. Pre-charge while they're on the swing in. He gets sturdy. And does a little dance on the ground. And now that they know I'm right here, I focus on my problem child. Joke's on you, medium penetrating armor. It is kind of pointless for you to hold up your shield because it's going to do everything I need it to anyway. I think that's your dome right there. Sure is. Beautiful. I'm kind of reloading at a quarter clip. That's severely unfair. That's rookie moves. I don't know where you were looking, but it wasn't the right place. You might want to go get retrained because you're a no-go at this station. My brother in Christ. Alright, I got the nuclear launch codes. The government's probably shaking in their boots, but luckily for them, they own me, so, well, not much I can do about that. Alright, so far so good. The versatility in this loadout, if you have a medium penetrating weapon, if you are using the breaker and you're capable of using it, kudos to you. I want to be like you, but I'm not. However, the versatility of this weapon is great. Medium penetrating weapon. Giggity. Penetration being the best word ever. And the Q cannon makes for easy mixes for most big things. But the Scorcher itself is kind of doing everything we need it to, so that's cool. I'm going to make an attempt to clear these up here. However, it was kind of just ideally set to put everything through its paces, so if we don't get a chance to clear them, that does not say anything bad about the loadout. It's really just my capability and how much reinforcements they call versus how many lives I actually got. And that's okay. Walking past the cock rock over there, which possessed all the goodies. Okay. Obviously, I'm not trying to stir up anything if I don't have to. While it's cool to collect more things, it's just not on the agenda as a solo, just in case I get caught up in these things. By dodging and leaving those guys alone, this allows me to put more time into this, which allows me to eternally get more XP, because fun fact, you do not get XP for just killing bots aimlessly. That glowing is making me think I should be giving that a... Oh no, that's the generator objective. Okay. Can I see what we have in effect at the moment? Orbital fluctuations and thick fog. Okay, we're so good. That's the increased cooldown on time and everything else. Alright, we already took care of this, so no reason to run back through that. This is a jammer, so this looks like it's going to need my attention regardless. However, given the angle of this, if I am lucky, which I normally never am in this realm, I was going to say I just can't sneak up the backside, but what I can do is take this out, wait for them to call in the drop like they definitely will. Rotate. They should call in a bot drop of some sort. Oh, nice. SEAF is behind me. We'll take care of that. Okay.
Tactical asset nearby.
There's in fact a patrol behind me. Ah, they're jammed. What an unfortunate time. Okay, it would help to be accurate. It would help if there wasn't smoke in my face. Also, I gotta, you know what, let's work a little faster here. Unfortunate.
Freedom never sleeps.
Just in case they start to call stuff in.
Have a taste of democracy.
Them exploding in themselves has to be like the funniest thing ever. Turning your back now is too late. Even if you ask for forgiveness, thou shalt know pain, and thou shalt not be shown mercy. Anyway, back to my tip. So when it comes to this, find all your shells first. It seems weird, but I mean, you can easily shake up. Honestly, the smoke. I'm really contemplating the smoke. Find a person, just stack them there. That way you can one, two, spam drop it like this. That way you're not walking like 2 miles an hour and you feel like you might be doomed. I don't know where the opening is because I didn't activate it. That's on me. I do know where the opening is. I'm just blind. But yes, bring them all there first. This gives you time. It should minimize the patrol that comes through once you start. Because obviously with every objective, you'll rein in at least one patrol. And you kind of want to do your best to avoid that. High yield explosive. That's beautiful. We'll probably load that in first. However, also, if you look around, you can do just that. You can calculate and determine which ones you want in and you want out. You need 5 of them, as I'm sure all of us divers know by now, but if you don't know, now you know. So we have a standard explosive, we have a high yield explosive, which just is, you know, packed with a lot more boom. We have some napalm, which does sound kind of useless, but trust, fire is effective everywhere. Static field for the automatons actually is a lot more beneficial than people are often willing to give credit for. However, I also don't spend too much time looking for warheads, as I only intend to try to put them on foreheads, and as long as they're aiming to do damage, they're good to go. So I'm not seeing too much else, so I'm going to go grab that static field one. I'm sure there's probably like some hanging, I don't know, outside the wall or something. You know. That's a lot of researching and not a lot of finding. I felt like it only makes sense if there was one right here, but maybe that's intentional. Alright, so we'll pull the static field and then we'll pull the smoke. And the smoke will go in last. And we just won't load it from there. And then we'll go 10 to the jammer. Here comes our next patrol. That one looks like it's got a Hulk attached to it. And that patrol likely will be swinging right through this one. As you can see, they're running as if they already know I'm here. Severely unfortunate. Because I've been sitting here for like a minute or so. So, get those guys out when we can. Those guys, honestly, are like a nuisance because they explode on death. So, kind of be careful and conscious of that. And it looks like there's a lot more to them than I intended. Don't know who called that in, but we'll make light work of that. Put some distance on ourselves. Try not to waste too much. However, it looks like we're gonna have to waste quite a bit.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
I am out of stamina, or I'm just not running for some reason. There we go. There you go. Yep. Yep. I'm sorry. Did somebody throw something at me? Oh! That seems like that shouldn't have been allowed. Back close. Alright, in this particular moment, we are jammed. So, we're kind of stuck fighting with that. And this is why they tell you to kind of just stack them so you don't spend too much time there. Sadly, with me being low on ammo and only having the Q cannon, I will have to chase them outer range of the jammer first, which shouldn't be too far. We'll go back towards the Wiener Rock, which is weird because this also looks like one. However, this shouldn't be it because there's normally only one. There we go. Okay. However, I end up finding these on the back half, which is fine. I can just kind of save that, I guess, if I need to. Grab one of these and we'll come back for it.
Say hello to democracy.
Come on. Let's pretend we know how to shoot. Or, there we go. Shoot. Thank you. Alright, let's push back towards our SEAF. So, as you can, where the Q cannon range strong is right, those drop ships. Obviously, a lot of the ships, but the drop ship, I think, provides, like, the most big brain moment of it all. Because, honestly, a lot of issues start with the consistent drop ship. So, being able to, like, take care of those, like, quickly is honestly a W. I don't know why you guys appear to be stuck, lost, or bored, but your friends are out here getting tossed like a salad. All pun intended. I'm shooting like a stormtrooper. You guys are just not computing. Works out for me, does not work out for you guys. Alright, and we'll just stack this one with the smoke. And then we will move on. And attempt to wax out the jammer. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Reloading my weapon would be most ideal. Obviously, I only dropped them there. I did not load them. Alright, so, big bang. Regular bang. Wait a minute. Regular bang. Nope, that was right. Regular bang. Spicy bang. Come here, spicy bang. Spicy bang. I loaded them backward. Nope, nope. I'm good, I'm good. Spicy bang. And smoky bang. I hear the boys come in, so let's get this calculated quickly. That way we complete the scene. Was that 2 out of 3? And I don't gotta stick around for that to be. I just realized that marker is the supply point. Never noticed that. They're getting their chant on. How useless for them, because I am no longer there. I have no reason to take out that bot drop, but all I'm saying is if I see it, I'm shooting it. Nope. Didn't come my way. Sounds like they might have put that over the jammer. If they put that over the jammer, I'll just probably leave it. That's always a weird one with them. Yeah, we burnt a lot of time through there. Try to see if we can get through the jammer. I probably will just sweep past it. I probably should just sweep past it and take care of these on the back half. That's what we'll probably do instead. Is what? That's a medium outpost. That'll probably stir up some ruckus. Okay. Not that this is ideal. Oh, wait a minute. This might make this a little bit easier than I thought. Alright, they're getting closer because I hear it. This one's always weird because where's the panel for this one? Hey, boys. More than welcome to hang out. Okay. Did I see that coming? Yes. Was I expecting it to kill me? Kinda. Did it kill me? Yes. Yes, it did. Inevitably, of course. However, that was a jammer. Okay, that's a new one. Not necessarily new per se, but I was not expecting it to be tethered to the jammer like that. Alright, in this particular instance, we got what? 2 over there, 1 over there. 18 minutes. He's more than welcome to shoot the hell bomb if he wants to turn himself into milk. That's okay. I, however, will not be partaking in those madnesses. However, that level of freedom should be reserved for the utmost amount of shenanigans. And I am one to conduct that level of utmost shenanigans. This is just me racking up XP for the sake, but it really is putting the versatility of the loadout first, which is nice. It's definitely a very capable loadout. 17 minutes. Let me do this first. I have a bad habit of trying to wax everything before I complete the mission. However, the problem with not completing the mission is that you actually fail the mission. Whereas if you complete the mission, regardless if you die or extract, it's still technically a mission complete. So you still get XP for it. I think you do technically get a little bit a penalty for obviously not extracting. However, you still get something for completing the mission. And that's what we're aiming for. Especially because we're only like a handful off from getting the adjudicator. And that is the next one I would like to put to the test. See what we got going on here. Alright, so initial thoughts on the meta build. It's meta for a reason, right? The shield generator pack, the Q cannon, and some sort of medium piercer. I was trying to shoot the guy who could like fall him in first. Where's the little guys? Heard you over here. Where you at? Where you at? Okay, cool. Initial thoughts, yes. It's obviously the like more on the meta side for a reason. one, the Q cannon's versatility is good because it 2-taps most things, and that 2-tap is like phenomenal. A medium penetrating weapon, specifically the Scorcher. The Scorcher does take some time to get. You do need to kind of grind those requisition slips. I'm pretty sure, are they requisition slips? Whatever. You can tell me in the comments if I'm not saying them right. But essentially, you need the slips to be able to unlock that, and that is a ways down there. And that in itself can be somewhat tedious. I want to shoot this, but I know this is going to create unnecessary ruckus, so I'm just going to like, I'm going to move this out of my way and pray it rolls a little bit. But yeah, a medium penetration like this paired with the there we go. Paired with a medium penetrating weapon, or maybe just any automatic weapon for the sword, might pair well, because that cooldown time's ridiculous. Medium penetrating weapon being a little bit more ideal than everything else. I don't have enough democracy, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're down to 15 minutes. I'm glad I focused on this first. Each one of those little things, especially if I try to do it like smoothly without like getting into too deep of an engagement, definitely takes me a minute. So we're gonna get through this gambit for sure. There we go. Let's get this bad boy going. Okay. But yeah, this one definitely is a versatile loadout. So far, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. Like I said, I don't really like the cooldown on the Q cannon taking as long as it does. Because obviously, in the big 3 difficulties where you could potentially face back-to-back hulks, you know, continuous drop zips. If you're in Helldiver, you can run into multiple AT-ATs. Obviously, playing as a solo, those are things you often would not take into engagement. If you are seeing a plethora of hulks and a plethora of ATs, you as a solo individual probably will not do it. In this case, termids, it's possible. That's what I think a lot of people like about doing solo hell dives with the termids, is it just, one, that influx of insects really allows you to understand what it's like having to play your life. But with the automatons, man, they're just throwing hands, bro. They're just a robotic version of Mike Tyson. They just got a level of hands they're willing to dish out at you, and it's got peekaboo written all over it. So, as a solo player, I don't recommend that. However, there are many other content creators more powerful and above myself who have already speeched and motivated that motivational thought out into the masses, and this is me just repeating and following in said footsteps. Because, well, it can never be said too many times. Especially when I've had people hop in a stream or, you know, comment on my videos over on YouTube, you know, like, kind of confused on, like, how you get through some of the solo stuff, or how you do it even with extracting with some of the, like, you know, stuff. Alright, so that in itself is pretty self-sufficient. Out of pure curiosity, I'm going to see if I can tackle these bad boys here. So we're going to start with this one. That'll give me the scan of what I'm working with. I have not utilized any of my orbital laser, my Eagle airstrikes, so that's promising. That also speaks highly of this loadout, because if you can get through it without having to completely bonkers on your stratagems, that's ultimately even better. I fell into a hole. Super unfortunate. I closed down my Steam Deck. Just trying to bring it back. There we go. Alright. For no apparent reason at all, I'm going to start off with this bad boy. Curious to see what it focuses on first. Okay, I did not want you to focus on that, so please, there you go, focus on something else. Alright, I'm going to need this to recharge next. Yep, focus on those, focus on those. I'm going to wait for the dropship to come in. Priority. Charge it up right as you see it fly in. Take it down. That removes that problem. Hunger for democracy. Oh! The hunger for democracy never stops. And if the hunger of democracy has stopped, you have done something wrong, soldier. You should always be chasing that hunger. You should always be in a constant state of hunger starvation. Alright, I can hear that patrol on my left chanting their life away. And of course, it's the Hacksaw Ridge mofos, so I'm going to use the fog that we have, and I'm getting the fudge out of dodge. 10 minutes left. See what we can do here. However, so far so good. I think I'm enjoying the thick fog effect a little bit more. Like, sure, whatever, I can't see things, but no, they can. Can I shoot that down? What is that? Do I shoot that just cause? I'm curious. What's the base of that look like? Absolutely no reason at all. I just run it. Okay. Yep.
Extraction is available.
Moving on. See a question mark over here. What is that? Oh, is that the other? No. Yeah. What is that? Hold on. I guess that's the downside to the fog, is I can't necessarily see this per se. There we go. I think this also sadly requires like quite the fucking angle. Let's see. Ah, it's got a little bit more leeway on the angle. That's cool. We'll hang tight for a second in case they go for a drop ship. Got 13 minutes. Right, when it comes to these things, like I said, I'm only trying to do as much fighting as I need to. Nothing more, nothing less. So if I can get to these, get in, get out. That's absurdly ideal. We'll swing through here just to see what we're working with. Make sure there's no people plopped on here. On the bigger 2 difficulties, often these could be surrounded by patrol, a base, or something of the sort. So I always like to sweep the extraction on the back half just to make sure we're good to go. Which we are, and we got 9 minutes. That's more than enough time to sweep out these 2 back here and maybe that objective. We'll miss the big 3 back there. That's fine too. Actually, let's see if I can do this. So my rule of thumb, it doesn't always work. You look at the smoke, you aim for the top, and then you gauge your distance. So in this, because I'm like, what is that, 2... right about there. Let's see if that works. Boom. Just a little rule of thumb I've developed. Wherever the smoke is, look at the top of the smoke and then gauge how far you need to throw from there. It should work almost every time. Obviously, I'm not engaging them. I'm waiting for this to come in. That way it does not have the chance to come in. 8 minutes left. 2 more. Kind of a tiny one. Might be a little bit of a waste to kind of loop down there for it, but I'm feeling a little confident here on the back half, so it is a-okay. Keep rolling from there. This is a little small boy. We got my orbital back. Nope. Okay, that's on a 2-minute cooldown, so yes, I will push for these. I ideally would like to have both of those for the end of the fight. Let's see if we can find an angle on this. If I'm blessed enough, there we go. I was going to say I can see the vents from here. Recharge our stamina. We even walked out with a... Honestly, I can rock with this build. I can see why it's getting the hype it's getting. It's definitely pretty well managed. However, the thick fog is also kind of a big player here. Alright, grab these bad boys. Oh god, this is also ineffective. Okay, we'll hang out here for a second because I gotta wait for my orbital to come off cooldown anyway. I did a little bit of a desk pop. Let's see if they pick up on that and come this way. If not, overall, I'm giving this build... I might rate this a little above my autocannon build. I think really it's somewhat carried by the Scorcher, honestly. I think if you have a weapon that one is the Scorcher or equivalent to, it'd be smooth sailing. They're inevitably walking this way because I'm functioning an objective, and that's okay. All right. And then the most fighting we'll have to do is on top of the objective. Okay. We're left with 3 mediums, 1 small, but we cleared out a lot of objectives, so that's not too bad. Call in our resupply. We'll call in a backup set of... Oh, brother in Christ. Ah, because I, in fact, did not pull up to the extraction. I pulled up to the other thing. Break line of sight, rinse and repeat. Oh, thanks. You guys can keep that to yourself, though. Yep, this has got meta title for a reason. That is clear to see. Clear to see. Alright. They're shooting me back there. I'm not too worried about that. Normally, there's little ammo packs. I'm gonna reload here. Alright. So, let's get everything pre-staged. This is in case I die and they catch me in a moment where I can't grab my stuff. So, I'm kind of gonna disperse this around cover. That way, hopefully, depending on how they land or how they do things, obviously, depending on the thing, you can destroy those. But we got those down. I didn't reload for some reason. You like didn't rack the trigger. There we go. I'm gonna grab one just to top off. Boop. There we go. 5 minutes and we're in the end. We are in the end game. Name of the game? Survive. What's even cooler is, depending on how you play it, you could also probably just kind of like hide behind some cover and let them roam around the site and then just wait for it to land. You don't necessarily always have to engage if you don't feel like it. However, depending on how you're feeling, not necessarily stirring up the pot, I'm just going to let it sweep through all the other things first. Minute 19. Right, I'll engage when it comes to a point where I have to physically engage. It's because, one, I have the super rare samples, and this has been a pretty clean run. I'm trying to keep it that way. Clean cut and to the point. And delivering them all the love, peace, and orbital chicken grease we can deliver. Called that drop ship in way over there. Let's see if I can stay out of sight while I'm waiting for that to come in, but I don't think I'm going to get the luxury of being able to see that one from here. Yes, I can. Okay. That's going to put them on me. They didn't necessarily see me, so I probably didn't need to do that, but I'm gonna. That bad time. It just had to be you guys, huh? Just start. There was. 10 seconds. Now they're can bring on all the doom they like. Trust. It's gonna be clear when you land. Maybe a bigger mag would be neat, but ooh, let's not die. 2 seconds before he's projected to land. Anybody that gets shooting, and ideally not shooting me. Okay. Okay. I can work with that. I can work with that. That was a run. That was a run. So, the meta build for Helldivers 2 at the very moment, putting it through its paces at a difficulty I like to consider average. A good chunk of people probably play around at about here, but is it something you should be playing? Well, on the hit list for 1 through 10, I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8.5 out of 10. So where does that fall off? 2 things. Charge time. That charge time in certain missions like Blitz, where you have to eradicate and it's just bot drop after bot drop after bot drop, you're really gonna see that cooldown come into effect. Where it could make up and you can see it be a 10 is, one, for a solo. As a solo player, this build, I could see why this build would probably be coined a little bit more meta, because you're not taking as many fights. If you're especially going for maybe a full clear or a full clear with no deaths, or, you know, something along those lines, you're not gonna really experience that cooldown as a problem, because you shouldn't be knee deep in engagement like that. However, if you're a solo queuer and you're just, you know, randomly queuing into quick play to play with people, hopping in and out of ships, or if you're geared up with a team. However, if you're geared up with a team, obviously you guys should be able to take those things into account. However, I can see why this is kind of being pushed around the socials as like the current meta. Obviously, they're kind of shifting that up and they're trying to shake it with the adjudicator. I do see some people trying to put that in there. And there is a plethora of loadouts. I'm a big believer that, you know, any loadout is a good loadout as long as you know what your win condition is. Know what your win condition is. Build your loadout around that win condition. It's almost like a game of cards. It's like playing Magic or Clash Royale or anything else anybody plays. You got to know your win condition for these things. And honestly, any build could be a solid build. However, in this particular instance, this is a slip. This is a slip heavy metals. There it is. They were metals, not requisition slips. I know throughout the video I said that. They're probably already blasting me in the comments because they normally don't make it this far in the video every time I do it. The metals. This is a metal heavy build. Specifically in the sense if you're doing it down to a T, the Scorcher literally sits way down here, and that takes roughly 1,000 metals. We'll round it down to 1,200 metals flush to get to this general area. And for a lot of people, that's not going to work out, especially when you get the Q cannon so early on. However, my recommendation, to which I backpedaled to earlier and I was saying before, which isn't too heavy to my knowledge, okay, around page 6, maybe a little. This is probably more closer to 400 or 500 metals spent. Is this baddie right here, the Liberator Penetrator. It finds any hole to liberate, and you just penetrate it as hard as you can. Maximum liberty. However, anything medium piercing, if you don't got any of that, I would probably gear towards something that can push out consistent damage. I do love the breaker. I would love to recommend the breaker, but for solo play, probably not. For quick play, obviously, your whatever weapon you got there is the weapon you have there. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 is what I will give this one. I'll chalk that up between my autocannon build and this build. I can see why for solo players this is a popular build. And it is definitely a good one, for sure. However, in the YouTube sense, if you made it this far in the video, you know, let me know what you think. Is it the meta for a reason? Are there adjustments? Is the meta shaking? I would love to know. And as always, if you are enjoying the comments, subscribe, like, show some love. I need all love, peace, and chicken grease to keep fighting for democracy, and that starts with you. Until the next one.